Hello everyone, and welcome to the video of today. This is Beyond the Truth, and today we are going to talk about Gobekli. Gobekli doesn't need an introduction. Everybody has heard about it already, and we are all aware about the paradigm shift that it brought. For the first time ever, we have a dating of a site that goes way back, in fact further than all dating before on any site ever. But what happened after Gobekli? How did society evolve after that? What did they do? Where did they go? There is quite a big gap between it and between the flourishing cities of Mesopotamia. There have been a number of excavations that show that there are other sites like Göbekli, sites with the same characteristics and from the same age. But there have been others that are slightly younger and that show evolution in culture and artistic expression. Not too far from Göbekli are Nevala Chori and Çatalhöyük. Nevala Chori is a smaller site and a less grandiose one, but it is clearly the next step in the evolution of the Göbekli culture. In Nevala Chori, we can see that the round enclosures evolved to rectangular ones, and the T-shaped pillars lost almost all decorations, and the enclosures are less prominent in size. An important difference between Göbekli and Çatalhöyük is the animal iconography. Göbekli is filled with various animal depictions, both real and fantastical, and a weird mix of the two, while in Çatalhöyük, on the other hand, the people seem to be focused on bovine species. Bullhorns are found absolutely everywhere, in their homes, in the temples, as votive trinkets, painted on their walls, and even in children's toys. We can use the main characteristics of these sites to try to find the next step in the evolution of the culture, or the way of thinking, if you will. And can you name another ancient culture that was obsessed by bulls? It is a strange coincidence that not too far from Nevala Chori we see a developed civilization that had been fixated on bullhorns motive. The Minoans on Crete are a culture which origin is not very well known by science, but they were one of the great centers of the Bronze Age. It is clear they had contact with all cultures from the Middle East and Africa, because if they hadn't, they wouldn't be able to develop into a great civilization. If they led an isolated island life, they would have died off from all the inbreeding. We know that they were at their peak at the end of the Bronze Age, around 1200 BCE. But when did they start developing? Where did they come from? Those are still unknown. Could they have been immigrants or explorers from the Levant? The other place that bears striking similarities with Göbekli is Malta. But the problem with all the Stone Age sites in Malta is the dating assigned to them. Unlike Göbekli, that was discovered in modern times, the ruins in Malta have always been on display. They were always just there, never being discovered at all. When they were fully excavated in the 19th century, they were judged to have been built from around 3600 to 2500 BCE. But that dating was arbitrary. It was done at a time when it was still heresy to proclaim something to be older than the flood, as depicted in the Bible. Sadly, the church still had great influence of archaeology in that time, as Champollion discovered when he wanted to declare Egypt older than the flood. And furthermore, that dating has no scientific backing, no organic material or pottery. Even if there was, it couldn't be taken as definitive proof of anything, because significant sites tend to live on through the ages, being reused for thousands of years. Unlike Göbekli, all of the megalithic structures on Malta are comprised of two enclosures instead of one, and the level of workmanship is way more advanced. Some new research pushes the dating of the earliest phases as far as back as 5000 BCE, but we believe that it could be even earlier. There is one more place that hasn't gotten the amount of coverage that it deserves. From the same reasons as all the megaliths in Malta, the megaliths in the Balearic Islands have always been exposed and always been visible to people. There wasn't a massive discovery that was announced around the world to make a bang. On Menorca, there are a number of circular enclosures that have T-shaped pillars in the center, which are strikingly similar to the one at Göbekli, but nobody ever connects the two in an official capacity. Why would that be? We believe that all these similarities are not a mere coincidence to be ignored. In fact, it should be explored, and maybe there will be new discoveries in the future that will help connect dots leading from Göbekli all the way to Menorca. Please guys, give us your thoughts on this in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next video.